Hey guys, hope everybody's doing good out there today. Thanks for tuning back in. And today I got a really good summertime tip for you, and it's probably not one that you probably would guess I'd be talking about in the summertime of the year because a lot of people don't associate it with summer fishing. And that's I'm going to give you some secrets and some tips on summertime jerkbait fishing. It's something that, maybe 10 years ago people just never did do at all. And I'm going to give you guys some basically some situational applications that'll help you catch some fish on this bait when a lot of people have put it down for the summer. So if you guys are interested in any of these, like I said, everybody knows I'm working with Baitworks. They got a big selection of the Mega Bass Vision 110s that I'm talking about here. I'll include the link in the description if you guys would like to order some through Baitworks. It really helps support the channel out here. It's a great way to support the channel. And also, you guys might want to tune in. Johnny has his virtual seminar coming up this Thursday. It's going to be a really good a seminar on suspended bass. If you guys are interested in checking that out, you can go to fishthemoment.com and sign up for that seminar. I think Johnny said he's got 5 or 6 more spots left open for it. You can check that out. So anyway, let's get into the summertime jerkbait fishing. And jerkbait fishing it's a really good way to catch bass in the summer up north for a lot of people. And I'm going to give you guys some applications to catch them down south in the mid part of the country. But I just wanted to briefly touch upon it. Up north on the northern tier lakes, all the Great Lakes and all those lakes on the northern tiers that have big smallmouth populations, jerkbaits are just as good in the summertime up there as they are in the pre-spawn down south. It's a top lure in the summertime, catches fish all summer long. But I'm not really specifically talking about that northern fishing in this situation. I'm talking about today in man-made reservoirs, summertime of the year. So anyway, I get a lot of questions a lot. Everybody knows I do the instructional on the water lessons for jerkbaits in the wintertime. And I get a lot of questions like, when do you stop using a jerkbait? What point of the year do you stop? And my answer to that is I don't stop. What are you doing out of bed?
Daddy, you can't tell fishing stuff.
I can't?
Yeah, you can't.
It's about time for you to go to bed, isn't it?
You can't tell fishing stuff on videos.
Okay. He's way over his bedtime here. I put him to bed a little bit ago and he crawled out of bed.
Don't do some videos.
Okay, I'm going to do this video, then we'll go night-night, okay?
Don't do a video.
Okay. So anyway, what we're talking about here is this the question to that answer is they'll bite jerkbaits all year long. But I'm going to give you guys specifically what I like to look for in the summertime of the year on man-made impoundments. My favorite jerkbait, first of all, let's talk a little bit about jerkbaits. My favorite is just the standard Mega Bass Vision 110. I use all the different models. You guys have seen me talk about all the models. But for me, in the summertime of the year, when you have water visibility in that 2 to 4 foot range, which you do in most man-made impoundments in the summertime, this matte finish Pro Blue Vision 110 is the killer for me. This is a new color. I actually made this color by hand for years until they came out with it last year, but it's the matte finish. Something about this shady looking profile, they really bite it good in the summertime of the year. Specifically what I want to talk about in the summertime are 2 structures that I fish for summertime bass with a jerkbait. The first one is boat docks, and specifically the boat docks that are floating docks, marina docks, any type of deeper docks. When that water temperature starts to get 80 degrees, there's a lot of bass that begin to suspend under docks, and it doesn't matter if the water visibility is 12 inches or if it's 12 feet. They suspend under the floats, they get on the corners and the edge. I've caught them on this all over the country doing this once that water temperature hits 80 degrees. And the water depth, normally a lot of times, the deeper the better. So basically my technique for this is I get out on those deeper docks, the deeper floating docks, and I get that boat right up against the edge of it, make long casts parallel to that dock as close as you possibly can, and just fish that bait 3 or 4 feet underneath those floats on there. And it's a great way to get a limit. It's a quick limit getter. I've caught some good ones doing it, but most of the time the fish you're going to catch are going to be those 12-incher to 3-pound range in that deal. Doesn't matter if your lake's got just largemouth or a mix of largemouth, spotted bass, smallmouth. It's a really good technique that time of year. And the main key on this summertime dock jerkbait fishing is casting accuracy. I mean, casting accuracy is a critical factor as far as generating the strike around these docks. You can't even get it like 2 foot away from it. You've got to get that bait right next to the dock because they will not come out very far from it. And you know, marina docks are one of my favorite areas to do this. Another thing I'll do is sometimes I'll take this thing and I'll pitch it up, make an underhanded pitch like in the boat slips, like if there's a boat in there and I've got a little alleyway, I'll pitch it up in there in the shade, you know, twitching underneath there and catch them like that. It doesn't work quite as well on the piling type docks. If you guys have piling docks like they have a lot in Alabama and back in North Carolina, that type of stuff on, you know, lakes like Lake Logan Martin or Lake Norman, you can catch them on it, but normally it's not as good as the floating type docks. Okay, the second area that I fish them in the summertime of the year is on riprap banks. Riprap banks hold bass all year long. It's one of those structures that bass literally, they never leave it. They're there 12 months out of the year, and a jerkbait's a great way to catch them in the summertime of the year. And there's two things, actually 3 key things on this that I look for. First of all, you're going to get more bites on the jerkbait in the summertime earlier in the morning when you have shade getting caught up on it. When shade's hitting the riprap, is going to be a big deal. There's a bite window for a couple hours, you know, during that. And also when you have a lot of wind. I'm talking about when you have those summer days where that wind's blowing 25 miles an hour, crashing into that riprap bank. It's really good bait to catch them under those conditions, especially if the water's a little bit clearer. I don't really key on any specific thing on the riprap. A lot of people key underneath the bridge overpasses where there's a point. I catch them just as good on the straight banks. Most of the time, I let the angle of the riprap dictate my boat positioning. If it drops off pretty quick, I get parallel on it. If it's a slow taper, I'm at a 45-degree angle. But I'm really trying to hit that 3 to 10 foot zone with that. And especially if you go up and down the riprap and you graph and you see quite a bit of shad, it's a really good deal. But anyway, guys, that's the 2 main summertime areas that I fish a jerkbait in on man-made impoundments, riprap and boat docks. Catch this fish all year long. I won't say that it's a technique that you're going to catch a lot of big fish with. It's more, like I said, it's more of just like it's like a 1 to 3 pound range type bite, even though you can catch some bigger ones doing it. But it's definitely a technique that gets overlooked by a lot of anglers, and it's one that's can be highly productive. So anyway, just wanted to throw that tip out there. Summertime jerkbait fishing, get you some Megabass Vision 110s there at Baitworks, and put them on 8 to 10 pound test fluorocarbon line on the spinning rod, like I showed everybody how to catch it, how to fish them, and you'll definitely get some bites this summer doing that. So anyway, thanks for tuning into the video. Much appreciated, guys, and I will see y'all later.